Today we're going to be talking about where it all started and some simple things we can do to help alleviate symptoms in the immediate area. So, anytime I say something that resonates with you, let's all touch our hearts. Let's all bring it right here, right to our hearts. So, anytime anything resonates in you, there we go. It's that simple. Either hand. So, have you ever felt like you're walking through life weighed down by the heavy emotional chains of your past? You are. We all are. However, we can lighten that load. We can lighten that heavy load. Very simple ways we can lighten that heavy load. Now, it may not alleviate it completely. And in fact, this work I'm doing, which we call shadow work, which is where we hide all the things we don't want to admit about ourselves, even the good things about ourselves we don't want to admit, isn't that hard. It really isn't. We can all do it. We're all built to do it. It's all designed for us to do it. So we can all do it. Now the question is, do you want to? So touch your heart and repeat, I am unlocking my chains. I am removing these chains. I am leaving those heavy chains behind. I am free. It already feels better, doesn't it? Now, the reason we do this is because it does help. No, it isn't a one-time fix everything. However, by using my video, the Shadow Work Integration Method Module 1, which is here on YouTube, you can use that daily to help with situations. And it will bring up some things, and other things will come up. It's just the way it works. But that's how we release it. You have a situation, you have an emotion attached to it, and by using that shadow work integration method, or any of many different modalities, you can disconnect that emotion, and now then, you're just left with a memory. It's that simple. So, press that like button, and we'll continue. Have you ever felt like everyone you meet becomes your frenemy? Everything you say around them gets contradicted, and their needs are always more important than yours, no matter what. No matter what. That started in childhood. Now, I know that's cliche. I know it's cliche. But that's okay. Sometimes cliche works. But that's where it started. So, maybe your spouse or your partner never has anything positive for you, and no matter what you do, they're never satisfied. Well, that's because they're not doing their work either. And the hardest pill for me to swallow was realizing I was just as sociopathic as the people I was involved with. I was expecting them to heal me. I was expecting them to fill me up. I was expecting their love to feel me and to heal me and to fill me, just as I was trying to fill them, heal them, and feel them. That's not easy to do. I can't do it for you. I can only be a signpost. I can only be a guide. However, with all the experience I've been accumulating over the years, and the fact that I am now clinically certified, I can lead you. And in fact, as I said, the swim modules here, I have other videos to help you understand. But remember from one of the earlier videos, understanding is so heavy. So if we just simply oversit, things can rise up and we can deal with them as we need to instead of all at once. So go ahead and subscribe if you're continuing to enjoy this, because I do believe it will help you. So let's place our hands on our heart and repeat, I hear you and I'm doing my best. Anytime those frenemies or people or things come up like that, even from inside, I hear you and I'm doing my best. I don't have time for it right now, but later on, let's sit down and talk about it. You can do that with children too. Hey, you know what? I'm doing my best. I'm very busy in the moment. I hear you. And I really want to help you with this. Because there are times when we cannot avoid, hey, I've got to do this. Never say to a child, I don't have time for you. Say, I cannot do that right now. And then as soon as you can, go to that child and say, remember earlier? Let's talk about that. What's going on? Now, if they're freaking out, maybe you do have to stop what you're doing. But in any situation where you don't have to, say, I don't have the time right now. Let's talk about that later. And then make sure that you remember to go back to them later. That's very important so that they don't end up dealing with what we're ending up with. So, the other people may never reciprocate, but keep going on with your own healing. Never stop your healing process because of someone else. That just keeps you where you are. And that keeps them where they are. And this ain't the place to be. That's not true love. The White Knight saving the princess. That's not true love. It's not. I am an emperor in my life. And I want an empress to stand beside me. They say behind every great man there stands a great woman. Well, I want mine right here beside me. And by mine, I'm not implying any ownership. I'm implying partnership. So, all of these situations started when we were very young. And yes, I know it's cliche, yet it's absolutely true. And it doesn't rule out accumulations after the fact. Just because you had this one wound in childhood and you go back and you solve it, doesn't mean that those accumulated wounds over top of it, say with girls or boys, depending on how things are set up, haven't stacked. However, if you can eliminate the root, the dandelion doesn't grow back. And if you can eliminate the root, the reason for it being there, if you can eliminate that emotional tie to that, now that weed will die off and all those branches and everything. Now you may still have to deal with certain ones of the branches as you go up, but that's okay. Because by eliminating that root problem, those branches will fall off. And as they fall off, you deal with them. So, society, family, religion, culture, education, all teach us that we have to be more than we already are just to be enough. Really. We are born enough. Free yourself. You're already enough. Let's do this real quick. I am enough. I love myself. I am free. It's incredible. And just as a little side tip, you feeling sad, smile. Smile for 15 seconds. And it starts the brain releasing these awesome little chemicals that make us feel better. Dopamine's one of them. So, you don't need to shoot up to get it. Your brain makes it. It's incredible. It's incredible. By doing these simple exercises, our minds begin looking for ways to make these statements true. Wow. That may take time, as we perceive it. But that's okay. What are you here for? Time. It's here to hear. It's that simple. So, let's just take that time and use it to the best advantage. Some of us that have been here longer, we might have accumulated more, but we can still let it go. It's just like moving into a new house. Once you finally get the last box in, you're done. Or moving out, you're done. And the great thing about moving out is you get rid of all the trash and clutter you don't need. That old bill from 1979. Well, you don't need that. you know? So, never be surprised by what comes up. So during a narcissistic recovery program session, that's by Melanie Tanya Evans and was part of the inspiration for my own shadow work integration method. And yes, it saved my life. Never be surprised by what comes up. Because in my second shift, as it's called, I said, where is it? And it was a pinky toe on my right foot. And I'm like, you know what? Hold on. You know what? I'm just going to remain open to the method. Let's trust the process and see what comes up. And where did I get taken back to? 7 months old. And I'm like, 7 months old? Are we sure? Okay. I'm trusting the method. Okay. And I was taken back to when we were traveling to California and had a wreck. And the feeling that was stuck in my right pinky toe, of all places, as a 50-year-old man, I was able to recognize immediately, am I going to die now? But as a 7-month-old, I didn't have that. I didn't have that cognizant capacity to do that. So I went through the shifts and I let it go. Wow. That has opened up so many understandings of things that happened in my life. It also opened up the reason why I was such a daredevil. Because at the age of 7 months old, that am I going to die now? And I didn't. Well, hey, you know, at the age of 2, I climbed a 20-foot ladder to help my grandfathers on the top of the roof of the church. So, you know, it was like, hey, that didn't kill me, what can? And I've stared down the barrel of the gun. I've stood on the cliff and I've stood on the side of the bridge. I didn't jump. You want me off? You want me off the ride? You got to take me off. So, as we can see, these traumas start very early, and even if we have perceived a pleasant childhood, painful memories can still linger. Okay, so maybe your parents were great supportive parents, but you went to school and that wasn't very supportive, and of course society is not very supportive, and maybe your friends weren't supportive and you were at their houses and their parents weren't very supportive. All these different things. Maybe you dated someone and they were not supportive. All of these different things keep locking the emotion to the memory. And once we disconnect that emotion, now we've got just a memory. So let's all laugh with our traumas and realize that yes, laughter is the best medicine. Norman Cousins cured himself of ankylosing syndrome, and I'm not exactly sure what that is, by laughing and overdosing on vitamin C. Wow. Laughing, just the simple act of laughing releases so many different chemicals into our body that cause it to feel good and start to heal. Laughter is the best medicine. It just simply is. We can all heal simply by laughing. And I'm not talking about laughing at the pain of others, although there's a reason that slapstick comedy exists. And the reason we laugh at it is because we realize how ridiculous it looks when it happens to us. So let's all laugh with our traumas. So comment. Let me know what you'd like to know about. Let me know what you're having a problem with. If I don't know the answer, we'll find it together. This is Hog from Help a Hog Healing, where we're freeing human hearts. Watch this video right here. It'll shed some light on some things. Watch this video right here. That's my shadow work integration method. Thank you for your healing, and namaskar.